Hey guys, my name's Ron White. I'm a two-time USA memory champion. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to eliminate self-doubt. How to eliminate doubt so you can accomplish your goals, so you can get better grades, so you can pass the test, you can get the degree you want, get the job you want. How to eliminate that self-doubt that holds you back. What's going to hold you back most in life is not real obstacles that you have to fight out there. The true, real obstacles that you're going to have to fight in your life is your own self-doubt, is your own not believing that you are worthy or that you are capable of something. That self-doubt is what's going to hold you back most in life. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I handled self-doubt to develop unstoppable confidence to win the USA Memory Championship. Now, I use this to win the USA Memory Championship, but you can use this to win in life, to win in your grades, to win in school, to whenever you want. Here's the scenario. It was 2009. I was trying to train to become the United States Memory Champion. And in the process of that, I wanted to hire myself a coach. You've heard me refer to him on this channel before, T.C. Cummings. He's a good friend of mine. He's a former United States Navy SEAL. One of the things that he really worked with me on was overcoming self-doubt, overcoming, oh man, well, I'm not worthy of winning the USA Memory Championship. The first area is just believing in myself. He said, Ron, get out a journal. So I got out a journal. He said, let's go back to when you were 12 years old. He said, think of something you did really great when you're 12 years old. Is there a memorable moment, something you accomplished? I said, I think that year I was in a Spanish class in 7th grade, and I won the award for the best student in the Spanish class. He's like, write that down. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, write that down. So I wrote that down. He's like, okay, let's keep going. 13 or 14 years old. What'd you do when you were 13 or 14 years old? I said, well, I took a job as a paper boy. He's like, you took a job? I'm like, yeah. He said, how many 14-year-olds take a job? I'm like, I don't know. He said, write that down. I'm like, okay, I took a job as a paper boy. He said, did you do anything else for work, for money back then? I said, yeah, I mowed lawns. He said, you mowed lawns for money? Write that down. Not all kids when they're 13 or 14 are taking jobs. I'm like, okay. So I wrote that down. 14, took a job. He's like, what happened when you were 15-year-old? Can you remember anything back then? I'm like, well, you know, I sold more newspapers than everybody, and I won this award for selling more newspapers. He said, write that down. We went through every age of my life, and we thought of some things that were just so normal, I thought, like taking a job, right? Winning an award in a Spanish class, getting a good grade on a test. Some of the things were more significant, like I volunteered to join the United States military, volunteered to serve after September 11th. We wrote that down, and everything that I could think of from age 12 to maybe age 35 or 36, so a period of 20 years, positive things that I had done. And I wrote down stuff like I went on TV and I memorized a string of numbers on live television. We just went through and listed out all these, no matter how small they were or how big they were. And then I got this list. I had this list like this long, and I would read the list and I would like, who is this guy? This is a really cool guy. I like this guy. And I'm like, wait a minute, this guy is me. What happens in life? Sometimes we think about the negatives about ourselves too much. We develop a negative self-image because it's so easy to think about the things that we're not good at. Think about the things that we said wrong. Think about the things that we did wrong. And we feed ourselves that all day long. I did this wrong. I said this wrong. I did this wrong. And we're constantly feeding. It's easy. It is to think of negative things about yourself. It's more difficult to think of the positive things. So we listed them all out, and then every day he had me get up and read in my journal all the positive things that I had done in my life, all the history of winning, all the history of success, all the positive things that I had done. Why? It developed a mindset that, hey, I have a history of winning. I have a history of success. This USA Memory Championship is going to be just one more bullet point on my, and now it is. Now on that journal, I write, I was the 2009 USA Memory Champion. I was the 2010 USA Memory Champion. I set the record for the fastest to memorize a deck of cards. Those are things that I now added to the list as a result of that positive self-belief. When I walked into the tournament, the 2009 USA Memory Championship, I looked at the trophy. I walked over to that trophy and I said, you're going home with me. Well, that wasn't cocky, it wasn't arrogant. I just really believed it. I really believed, because for the 90 days prior to the tournament, I had convinced myself that I have this history of winning. Winning is what I do, and this is just going to be another win. Another thing we did is every day we would have a goal. Every day I would be up by 8:30 in the morning. I would make my bed every day. I would be training by 9:30 a.m. The 90 days before the tournament, I had a history of, I just made my bed 90 times. Making my bed was a success. I've made my bed 90 days in a row. That is 90 goals that I have hit for the 90 days before the tournament. I had a goal to be training every day by 9:30 a.m. 90 days before the tournament. Well, the day of the tournament, I had been training by 9:30 a.m. every single day. That was 90 more goals that I had hit. I had hit so many goals in preparation for this tournament, little bitty insignificant goals. Making my bed every day, be training by 9:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m. every day. And you think by themselves they're not that much. But when you do it 90 days in a row, now you have this history of, I've made my bed every single day for 90 days. I've done push-ups, 10 push-ups a day, whatever, every day for 90 days. I've been training every morning by 8:30 a.m. And then you begin to look at it. The past 90 days, I've done all this stuff, and I've hit all these goals. And then when I was 12 years old, I won the Spanish award. I had a paper route. I mowed lawns. And then you begin believing, wow, I've hit all these goals. I've hit all these accomplishments. This is just going to be one more goal. So here's what I suggest that you do. I suggest you get yourself a journal. And I think you go back to when you're 12 years old and you start thinking of all the positive, successful things that you've done in your life, no matter how small they are. Maybe you just gave the right answer to in class once and you were proud of yourself for giving the right answer. Write that down. Give yourselves little bitty small micro goals that you want to do 10 push-ups a day or something like that. Something so easy. But if you do it for 30 days in a row, you're going to have 30 goals that you hit. So that's the first thing that TC did. He helped me develop unstoppable, unshakable confidence in myself because he reminded me of all the goals that I'd set in the past and hit, plus the current ones. So guys, this is how you overcome self-doubt. This is how you begin to trust yourself to do anything, to pass a test, if you're studying for a test, remind yourself of all the times in your life when you've done well on a test, with all the successes you've had. Remind yourself, if you like to read books, if you like to learn, here's one thing. Look at this. Here's one thing you can write in your journal. I watched Ron White's YouTube video on how to trust myself. That's something you can check off as a positive. Why? Because not everybody does that. Not everybody goes on YouTube and finds videos on how to be a better person. If you're watching this video, that's exactly what you're doing. So write that down as a positive. You may think that's silly. That's not silly. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about the mind and how the mind works, I have a course called Black Belt Memory that teaches you how to learn how to memorize names and numbers, give speeches without notes, memorize chapters of books. Down in the link below, I have a free gift, a free PDF guide. So get that free gift and also get the Black Belt Memory course. You're going to love it. If you like this video and it's helping you, give me a thumbs up and comment down below if you learned something from this. Comment down below with something positive that you've done in your life that you are going to put in your journal or your notebook to help you believe in yourself. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.